Over the last several decades, we have stumbled upon more than a few ancient cities once thought lost. Petra, Jordan. Imagine wandering around a rather desolate mountain area. You turn a corner and stumble upon an ancient city carved into the mountains. That's what happened in 1812 when a Swiss explorer was searching around southern Jordan. Thousands of years ago, Petra was a major center of the caravan trade. In 363 AD, it was hit by a major earthquake that damaged many structures and the city's water system. By 663, Petra had been abandoned, only to be rediscovered over 1,000 years later. Skara Brae, ORKNEY. On the western coast of Scotland's Orkney Islands is a settlement dating as far back as 3000 BC. Discovered in 1850 after a storm blew away the soil covering it, nobody understood the significance of this ancient settlement until 1924. Demonstrating the advanced abilities of these ancient people, the buildings of Skara Brae are sunken into the ground and filled with stone furniture and even working stone doors. As it turns out, it's one of the best preserved examples of Stone Age living. Tikal, Guatemala. Believed to have been home to around 100,000 people, Tikal had temples, palaces, residential buildings, canals, and even a jail. Around 900 AD, the food supply couldn't support the people anymore, and the city was abandoned. For several hundred years, the only evidence of this once great city was in the form of rumors and hearsay. In the late 19th century, researchers started to actually map and clear out the site, ensuring it never again disappears into the jungles of Guatemala. Angkor, Cambodia. Between the 9th and 15th centuries, Angkor was one of the largest cities in the world. Known today for its impressive temple complex, Angkor was originally a massive, sprawling city that some think was upwards of 1,000 square kilometers in size. In the 15th century, most of the city was abandoned, but since the 20th century, much work has been done to protect and restore this once great city. Lion City, China. When we think of lost ancient cities, we think of hundreds of years ago, not 60. This is the case for Xicheng, China's once lost underwater city. In 1959, the city was submerged underwater when a dam was built nearby. The city, dating from the Ming and Qing dynasties, was soon forgotten. In 2001, researchers returned to see what was left and were surprised at what they found. Perfectly preserved under the water are massive gates, archways, temples, and other buildings which can all be visited if you have proper scuba qualifications. The Lost City of Honduras. For decades, explorers and researchers tried to track down a legendary lost city believed to exist in the jungles of Honduras. Even pilots as far back as the 1930s reported seeing white buildings in the jungles below, but nothing ever came of it until last year. Upon discovering artifacts and evidence of civilization, researchers have named the site the City of the Jaguar. People are skeptical about the find, but some archaeologists believe the area is in fact one megacity made up of many smaller cities. Mohenjo-Daro, Pakistan. Many believe Mohenjo-Daro once rivaled the great cities built by the Greeks and Egyptians. Believed to have been built around 2500 BC, this city was rediscovered in 1920. Built in a grid format, similar to today's modern cities, Mohenjo-Daro has many impressive buildings, including houses, assembly halls, markets, and wells. Incredibly, some existing structures are so large it is believed they housed up to 5,000 people. Troy, Turkey. Located in western Turkey, for the longest time, this city was only believed to be legend, made famous by the Battle of Troy and the famed Trojan horse. In the 1870s, excavations of some farmland uncovered objects and structures dating all the way back to the Bronze Age. In fact, archaeologists discovered evidence that the location had several cities built, one on top of the other, over many years. Ultimately, discovery of weaponry and defensive structures consistent with those described in Homer's Iliad convinced many that this was the legendary city. Machu Picchu, Peru. You can't possibly talk about incredible lost cities without discussing this Peruvian gem. Built by the Inca in 1450, it was abandoned just 100 years later as a result of the Spanish conquest. Built up in the mountains, the city is made of around 200 buildings. With roads, natural springs, and terraced farmland, the city is an amazing structural feat for a civilization which had no heavy equipment or access to computer-assisted design software. Pompeii, Italy. The ancient Roman town of Pompeii was, at one time, home to around 11,000 people and boasted a port, many modern buildings, and an advanced water system. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD changed all of that, and Pompeii was buried under several meters of ash. In the 18th and 19th centuries, work was made to uncover the lost city. Today, tourists can see many of the well-preserved buildings and plaster castings made of those who did not escape the eruption in time. That's our video, folks. Isn't our world incredible? Go out and explore it. But before you do, check out these other videos, and please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks.